Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to our final episode of Season 2 of Holding Court with the Empress West Hollywood. My name is Enoch Miller, your Empress WeHo. Hey, thank you so much for being here with us today!
Yes.
We are so excited to have you for this final season, episode number 28. We were just doing the math earlier, it's the 55th episode. Holy shit. We've been doing this a minute. Oh, my hair is already starting to fall out already, so we're getting going. But we want to do a special thank you to GayLifeLA.com as well as Kings Road Apartment Homes for everything you see here today. And just a quick announcement for everyone, if you want to come check out for our amazing sponsor, Impulse Group Los Angeles is doing a web series release on Sunday, August 5th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Beaches, West Hollywood. It's a little web series they're doing called Gay-ish. And it's about it's kind of like LGBT mental health issues and some other fun stuff. It's going to be a little bit more serious, but it's all promoting LGBT health and wellness and gay men living fun, sexy, and healthy lifestyles while knowing their status, but being safe and having safe sex, but having fun. Bitches, it's LA. So go check them out. You can go to Impulse Group Los Angeles' Facebook page or impulsegrp.org and check them out online as well. Our amazing sponsors, and we'll mention again at the end of the thing so you guys get it. But I want to say thank you to my amazing guests for this final episode. We have Brandon and Randy. Hi. So I want to thank them so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm taking these off so I can be serious now.
Yes.
But these two have done an amazing feat of creating a video in 24 hours as part of a competition. It is known as the Marietta International Film Festival, which will be going on August 25th and 26th. And holy crap, this is a big thing. Let's give a little bit of preview. We'll come back to it later, but give us a little bit of preview of kind of how you guys got into the film festival aspect of this all.
Oh, so yes, this is part of a film racing competition.
Okay.
They have like 100-hour, 72-hour, 24-hour.
Okay.
We entered into the 24-hour one this time, and we finaled as the top 15
Wow.
of films from like all over, like London and Canada.
And this is an
international.
So, okay.
So we're in our top 15, so we premiere at the Marietta Film Festival on the 25th and 26th, and then, you know, find out from there.
And if you haven't met these two amazing people yet, Brandon is in front of the camera as well as behind the scenes doing the director and creator of this Tomcat production. Thanks to his production company for innovative I want to say production now.
Right.
Innovative Squirrel.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
Production. Innovative Squirrel, the production they put it on, and then Randy did all the videography, photography, and also is the kind of the co-director with Brandon as well on this project. So we're going to get to know a little bit more about the two of you and kind of deets from the past and kind of where you guys started from to get to here today. So Brandon, we'll start with you. You're originally from Minnesota.
Yes.
Born and raised in Worthington.
Small town.
Small town.
Shout out hometown.
And for you, I mean, you had been doing theater and community theater for a long time before you turned 18 and moved out there. What's kind of the difference from you of when you compare the East to West Coast on that aspect of what was kind of your favorite thing about living there and the kind of your least favorite thing about living in Minnesota?
Oh, geez. Well, you know, growing up in a small town, there's a lot of, it's very small. Like, you know, everybody remembers that time in the 5th grade when you ate glue.
Oh,
so, you know, so that aspect could kind of be a lot. But, no, it was great. It was great living in a small town. I have a lot of good friends that still live there that I love to meet and hang out with and chat with still to this day. And, you know, I got the opportunity to do a lot of productions out there because it's not as saturated for an actor and a performer, so I got to do a lot of the theater there and the summer programs and the high school programs and, you know, everything from singing in church to like all that good
really,
stuff.
Really gay.
I took you to church real quick. But yeah, so I mean, I liked it for that reason. It was good to grow up there. When I moved out here when I was 18, it was like a huge culture shock. Okay. It's like, whoa, there's so much happening.
Yeah, it was a culture shock for me too.
Yeah, because Randy's from Georgia.
Yeah, I was saying, okay, so Randy, you're from Atlanta area. It's actually a kind of suburb area of that called Ooh.
Smyrna.
Smyrna? I almost said it wrong. I was like Smyrna.
It's where Julia Roberts is from.
Oh,
little fact.
So take that name drop and smoke it, ladies and gentlemen. And you've kind of done the same, where you've kind of grown up in like film and like with not film, but acting and kind of being that kind of career, and then doing dance a little bit as well too, and the fine arts aspect of it all. For you, what was kind of your favorite aspect of it, and then why you decided to leave Atlanta area?
Well, I started out in the hip-hop industry, dancing and doing music videos, and I actually didn't ask to do that. It just kind of happened. I brought a friend to an audition.
Oh, cool.
And so the casting director was like, well, do you want to audition? Can you freestyle dance? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I dropped it hot for like 15 seconds and didn't get a call back or anything. I was like, oh, that was fun, whatever. Then she was like, hey, we have another video audition, so it just kept going, right?
Oh, wow.
And I started booking stuff. But then after a couple years of that, I was like, I really don't want to do that. I'd rather get into the production side of it. So I started PAing on stuff, but then I started falling back into being in front of the camera as an actress. And so I went a few more years in Atlanta doing acting in front of the camera. And then I was thinking, I'm just going to go out to LA. And I'm just going to do the LA thing for a couple of years so I could say I was an actress in LA and then just take it back home to Atlanta.
Okay.
So just have a bigger name, I thought, or like the LA experience.
Got it, yeah, the Hollywood lights kind of thing.
Yeah, but after a couple years of being in LA and doing acting, I decided that I didn't want to do commercials anymore. I just wanted to focus on theatrical. So with me dropping the commercial side of things, I had more time. So I bought a camera and I started learning how to use the camera. And I've always been passionate about photography. And I had my first camera whenever I was 13.
Oh, wow.
So it's funny how the universe brings you back to what your purpose is.
Right.
You know, so being behind the camera, I'm like, you know, I'm so passionate about it. If I don't use my camera like in a week, I just get depressed. You know, so yeah.
So what was your kind of your East to West Coast transition story? Randy, we'll start with you. Like, kind of how was there something initially that kind of said, okay, I'm just going to up and leave from the Atlanta area to LA, or kind of what were the steps that kind of you took in order to come out this way?
I dropped everything.
You just dropped it all and popped over here.
Well, I knew I wanted to come out here, and so I came out here for a little trial period for a month with one of my friends, and I was like, yep, I want to be here, and I tried to stay as long as I could, but I ran out of money. I was staying with someone for free. I was like, let me go back home. So I worked at home for a few more months, but I was like, by the time I turned 26, I'm not going to be still living in this town. And so it was 2 days before my birthday, so I dropped out of college. I just quit my job. And I was like, you know what? So I just bought a one-way ticket. I knew a few guys who lived out here, and I was like, I'm just going for it. I didn't even tell anybody, really. Wow.
I had a friend who did the exact same thing from New York, and she was just like, done. And if I can't make it I can't find an apartment in 10 weeks, I'm leaving and going back home.
Well, you know, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Exactly.
Like, there's only so long you can fight that feeling.
Exactly.
Of, what should I do? Should I? No. It's like, you don't want to close that door that the universe is trying to open for you, because you might miss it, you know?
Exactly. And then Brandon, for you, from Minnesota to here, because you're around 18 when you moved out this way.
Yeah.
What was that kind of transition from you from Minnesota to LA?
I was like fresh out of high school, and I think like everybody kind of always knew like, oh, Brandon's gonna go to New York or LA. Like everybody knew I was like a big city kid trapped in a little city kind of feeling. Right, that's what they call it anyway. So my parents and I packed up my car full of my stuff, drove me out here.
Oh, they came with you?
Yeah, we drove out because I was going to college. I went to the American Musical and Dramatics Academy. For 2 years. It was a conservatory training thing. So we drove out with all my stuff in the car, like family road trip, super fun. And then, I mean, that's like, and then I was here, I went to school for the 2 years, and then I just kind of like got thrown into it from there, you know?
And honestly, when it comes to living in LA, it's a whole other beast, probably. I mean, culture shock, I assume, for the two of you, especially with coming from smaller towns or smaller areas.
For the South in general.
Well, just from the South in general. I mean, East Coast is so night and day different from West Coast for sure.
Absolutely.
And I just love the kind of the duality between the two of just how drastically different they are. And getting into kind of when you're like getting into here, and the film, television, acting industries in LA is very different and very hard to kind of get your way into. How did you, like, on before you guys kind of met each other, how did you guys work your way into getting either gigs or getting like noticed or like kind of getting auditions together? What was kind of some of the ways initially that you can kind of give people advice on like getting into it and really kind of getting your guys' names out there for it?
Well, contact me to get headshots.
Right? Headshots.
She'll take your headshots, and then you're set. Then you're pretty much booked.
Seriously,
so.
go check out her website.
That's it, you're done.
Not even kidding. Her website with all her shots, she does badass shots.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good. I mean, the first one's Machete, and I was just like, yes.
Thank you.
Just like that face, boom, right up there.
Well, in all seriousness, I mean, if you are wanting to come out to LA and you don't have anything, you have to start creating your own content.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
But I mean, the basic is definitely have good headshots, and you can sign up for websites like LA Casting and Actors Access, because that way you see breakdowns.
Start somewhere.
You just start submitting yourself, but take improv classes.
Okay.
Be active. Let it become a part of your lifestyle.
Oh, that's good advice for sure.
Yeah, I think
sleep and breathe it.
When I first moved out here, it was like 10 years ago, and so it's so different from when I even started,
right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I went to this conservatory training, and they told you, this is the way you should act in an audition, and you need to be the character when you walk in the door,
Oh, wow.
and that kind of stuff is really dwindled, too. It's not like that anymore, you know what I mean? I think they really just want you to be you and have some, fun with it and do your thing.
Can I also say that I kind of know the music industry too.
Okay.
And before.
All right, from doing the hip hop and everything, right.
So making it in acting is kind of similar to being a musician as well.
Okay.
Because labels, they want you to have a fan base. They want you to have a following.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Right. So they want to see that you do have sales in music. They want to just pick you up where you're ready to go. And
put a little polish on it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Like have your brand, and so I think acting these days is a lot like that. You see social media, you see followers,
okay.
But not only that, but just being active in your community with doing shows and being a part of festivals and just always having
pushing
something
yourself.
to show, because once you become irrelevant,
well, exactly.
no one's gonna put your
want
name
you.
on that front line when that part fits you. But you also want to create a brand for yourself too. That's why creating your own content is so important right now.
Key.
I just found out 5 minutes ago you can have 4K on your cell phone. So there's really no excuse to be able to just have an idea and create content, make a 1 or 2, minute video to put on YouTube. And when you see that, you look at yourself and you critique yourself, but you just keep getting better each time.
Yeah. And I want to hear from the two of you, because since you guys have been doing this for a while now, the dynamic shift from what it was maybe 5, even 10 years ago of the industry to being more, what they used to call low budget, and how they're calling independent films.
Mm-hmm.
And you're starting to see a resurgence of people creating their own content and really focusing on these festivals like Sundance, like Outfest and stuff like that. What kind of is your guys' take on the dynamic shift between everyone trying to go and be a part of a bigger script, and then instead of just making their own? What do you guys see on the shift from that?
I think, for me, when I first got here, I had such a struggle with, being the type of characters that people wanted me to be, and I was trying to do, this whole thing, and, a good friend of mine said to me one day, it was because I was, trying to be these straight characters and straight acting, and, that's gonna work, right?
I love it to death, but...
right, you know too much. She knows too much.
I saw her work at the bar with the things we did at that point.
Oh, jeez. But so he had just made a point. He was like, did you really want to ever play those parts? And I was like, what? I really latched onto that, and I was like, I don't even want to be those people.
They're square peg, round hole kind of thing.
Yeah. So when I started creating content, I had booked actually a pilot with HBO, and it was directed by Ryan Murphy. It was a few years ago, and it actually got canned, so they didn't end up doing it. It was the closest I had ever gotten, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is my moment.
Right.
I'm gonna be on the red carpet. This is where I break through. And then it got canned because of one reason or another. It was so out of my control, and I think I got done with being frustrated with the industry just having all the control all the time, that I started creating my own content.
Okay.
Did like my first short film with Impulse Group.
Right.
Was Logan Plus.
Yeah, which was really cute. I really liked that one, and that was a little bit of an intense.
Randy was acting in that one.
Oh, God, that's right. I mean, was your hair shorter?
It's just curly.
Yeah,
okay, it's curly. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it looks. I know her.
But that's when I started doing content,
Okay.
and I think like, it is important to make your own content. It's
Yes.
also important to make good content. You know what I mean? Like quality over quantity to some extent too. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Because now the internet is forever. So
as we were talking about like photos I was finding from when he was a tween, like all this stuff. I mean, but it is. You're right. I mean, that stuff gets solidified online, and once it's on the cloud, it is there forever.
Yeah.
Randy, what are you starting to see kind of more with kind of people, how even people approach headshots and doing photography on the back end with that? Because I'm sure that's changed over since like you were starting doing it even at 13.
Oh my gosh. I mean, when I first started acting, we were on the cusp of, should it be a black and white photo or color?
Right. Everything used to be black and white almost.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then color was very like, it was a splash here,
color was
splash
commercial,
here.
black and white was theatrical.
True.
But I only had like a year of that, and
Okay.
I was like, well, that was a waste of printed headshots.
She like goes by scroll crayons. She's like coloring it in.
Oh my god.
I gotta use these.
So there's always something trendy going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
With headshots and what casting directors want. But I mean, I just back in the day, and not even that far in the day, it used to be that movie actors only did movies and TV actors only did TV.
True, very
so
true.
you just see a crazy crossover.
Right.
And they're even doing commercials now. So people are doing, A-list actors, B-list actors. Everybody is doing what they can to make that money.
Right.
And there's just such a cross. And you want to talk about trendiness? Let's talk about live streaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
I mean, you have Netflix. Who would have thought that
Netflix
those little
and Hulu.
CDs in the mail
Would
was
turn
going to
into
turn
that.
into this something this big?
Oh, and putting on major series and productions together. Anything from obscure as anime stuff to cartoons to all this other stuff. Even Hulu as well. Like I was telling a friend last week.
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon Prime, doing shit. Like, I mean, I was watching Harlots. Harlots is one of my new favorite series to watch. It's a Hulu production.
Yeah.
And it's like Handmaid's Tale, which broke blockbusters everywhere.
Not that we're trying to do any,
right, but
plugins
still,
right now, but just saying that,
But still, these have really, you're right, these have really kind of taken it to a whole new level of where kind of acting and directing and movie and television, all this stuff is kind of veering off into kind of the mainstream of everything.
Yeah, it's moving so fast.
It is.
I mean, even writers are having a hard time keeping up because they're like, well, how am I going to make residuals from a show that I don't even know what the traffic is like?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
because it's all just online and it's just so quick with all.
But you know what? It is so good for people like us.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we can create that content and we can produce. You can produce your own material.
Yeah. And we've met so many, and first of all, independent artists that are local artists. From LGBT to everything in between, being able to create their own specific content for their community, which I feel is what we've not seen before, especially in our community. But I mean, you've not really seen people doing either lesbian, gay, or trans, or bi, or anything like that that's specifically geared toward it, and giving people actual models and role models to look after. That before, it's like you prayed that a Hollywood director would one day write something or put something in a script that remotely reflected a minority or
when I grew up, it was like literally the gay character was Jack from Flamboyant Queen, Jack from Will and Grace, which is great. It's a part of our community.
Right.
But I knew as an actor, I was like, well, I don't want to do that. That's not what I wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, now it's changing. Now there's all these different types, which is really cool.
And I think they did a lot too, like they did with music. They box you into this stereotype,
right?
And they want you to play only that character, only that type of person, and anything outside of that, people look at you like what are you doing? What you're only supposed to be either really really gay, or you're like this weird closeted gay that no one ever knew about, but it pops up every now and then, like oh no, dude, I'm gay. I'm just like.
And now it's changed, like not just in acting. It's also changed for just the industry in general. Right. You know what I mean? It used to be you're just an actor, you're just a producer, you're just a writer. Now you can be all of those things and be like I'm actually this is my calling card. I can do any of these things,
right.
you know.
And it's great that you guys kind of have this play back and forth of in front of the camera, behind the camera. Do you find that you guys like that more of the fluidity between both roles, or?
I do. I feel like I learned so much.
Okay.
So I also do behind the scenes for films, and just being able to see what's on that monitor, how the actors are acting. I'm learning from that too.
Okay.
I'm learning from what the directors are shouting out at the
Right.
actors as well.
Gotcha.
So I feel like just even being behind the scenes, being behind the camera is actually making me become a better actor as well.
Okay. Because you hear all the feedback all
Vice
around.
versa.
Gotcha.
Because being in front of the camera, I can say things like, "What's my frame? What speed are you at?" You know, it's just
you sound more intelligent as an actress, knowing, hey, this is what I know I need to do. Show me how I do it so I can be a better actress.
I can understand the mechanics of the shot, so I can kind of work my acting into that as well, and just kind of utilize the entire frame.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you think that more actors are having to be more savvy with all that stuff to be a better actor, just in general?
I don't know, but they should.
Okay.
Yeah. If you aren't, you just
if you aren't, you're not living.
You're missing out.
You're missing out.
No, that's not true. I mean, every actor has their process.
True.
Know, so.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, granted, but I mean, you still. I think you're so right with the fact that once you know how everything works, the less you have to worry about like, am I doing this right? And you just, I feel like it makes you a more holistic individual in general. So I want to get to the tea of how the two of you met. Because this should be an interesting story of
oh my gosh, yes.
How Harry met Sally.
I remember the first
Oh god,
moment.
so how long ago was it? Like 5 years? 6 years? How long? It was long.
About 6 years ago.
6 years
I was going to
ago.
say, this isn't marriage counseling. We don't need an exact
How long
date.
ago was it, honey? No, so we got booked to do this.
By the way, we clicked right away.
Oh,
yeah, we got booked to do this horror film in Texas. And they flew us out to Texas for 3 weeks to do this film, and they sent me scripts and stuff, but nobody really knew each other.
Okay.
So I get to the airport and I'm kind of chilling, but trying to see if I could see if anybody from LA was going at the same flight, you know. And then do you want to
No,
pick
you
it up?
tell it better.
So then we're sitting on the airplane, and I was had my sunglasses on and my music playing and trying not to
floral hat
my
on?
floral hat on. And
Being Mr. LA.
she was sitting on the aisle, I was sitting on the other aisle, and then there was another girl who was sitting next to me, and she had her script out. And I was kind of being cool about it. I was oh yeah, she's on the movie, but I'm not gonna say anything. And Randy reaches over the aisle over me, and she goes, "Oh, excuse me," to the girl. She's like, "Are you doing a film? Are you doing a film in Texas called Bloody Homecoming?" And she was like, "Yeah." Oh my god. And they started talking, and then I was in the middle of it. And I was like, "Okay, me too." Sunglasses off. My cover was blown.
Are you guys actors?
Are you guys actors? That's what you said. Are you guys actors? What if we had said no? How weird would that have
Oh
been?
my gosh.
But yeah, so we were there for 3 weeks. We hung out all the time. We were
even the moment we stepped off the plane and we were waiting for our luggage, we were just I don't know about these people.
And we had the least amount of scenes together, characters-wise, but for some reason we were always
It was me,
together.
you, and Alex.
Yeah,
by the way.
Alex. Oh, Alex, that was so much fun.
And then we got mad because he started dating a girl on set. We were like, whatever. Fine, leave us.
Whatever, we're not good enough. We get it.
Being shitty as people are being murdered on scene. They're she deserved to die. So you guys kind of met initially. You kept in touch, obviously, and been growing a relationship from this. What really inspired obviously the festival inspired kind of the overall concept of getting this done in 24 hours, which we'll get to that kind of madness in a second. But
this guy was funny.
What really kind of put you together in the mindset of doing something creatively on producing something like this, aside from the festival? Had you talked about it before?
We've done, so then after that, we've been creative types together, and then we
film audition tapes for each other.
We film audition tapes for each other and help each other with that. I always have her come on board to stuff when I'm working on projects. She just did BTS for a series I'm working on.
Oh, awesome.
And then also, we had done this before, actually. We decided to do the 72-hour film race.
Okay.
So we'd entered a couple years ago for 72 hours, which is a little bit longer, and we shot a whole thing together, and she shot it, and I edited it and directed it. That was our first experience in doing this. And then I don't know what it was, like I just got a wild hair. I got like an email, and they were like, wild hairs. And I was like, I just got an email, and I was like, it was for the 24-hour one, and I was like, I'm gonna just sign up for it. We're gonna do it. And I like signed us up for it, and I was like, Randy, you wanna do it? She's like, yeah, let's do it. So
what was your initial reaction when he said it? Was it just like, okay, or were you like, fuck?
No, I was like, all right, I'm down. I love doing stuff like that.
Okay.
I love it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you get an entire product, if you're lucky, within 24 hours.
Right. If you're lucky.
So I want to just know how much
And I've done it
pizza...
before.
Oh,
so
you have done it
it's
before.
funny because
Okay.
I've done a 24-hour film festival before, so I know what it entails.
Oh,
right?
good.
So I get to his house at night, right? We kind of started at
When
like,
it started,
at
yeah.
like 10 p.m. And then he was like, oh my God, I've been working all day long. I know I'm going to have to sleep at some point. And I was like, ha, that's cute. That's not going to happen.
I ended up being up for like 36 hours straight. 36 hours straight. I was
Yeah.
like zombified by the end of it. But
Just espresso shots all the way.
oh yeah.
So when, but it's great that you actually had prior experience doing this because then it kind of gave you probably a little comfort knowing she knew what to do.
Okay.
So kind of walk us, so okay, it's 10 p.m. the day before you guys actually start filming. Walk us through the process of how you actually went from start to finish of this whole project and how they even track that you legitimately started on this
On the thing.
on like the 10-hour, like 24-hour mark.
Well, he was good with organizing the shots of what we should just go ahead and shoot because it doesn't matter whether this shot takes place at night or during the day.
True. Okay.
So we got those shots.
So you
out of the way.
prioritize.
Yeah, we did
the
some
easy
day
ones.
stuff at night, and
Gotcha.
like, you know, as soon as I got the stuff, I was like, we're gonna have to like do this shot list together. But like Tomcat, the character Tom is actually from a series that I've been writing and working on.
Okay.
And so when I did the 24-hour thing, I called her and I was like, hey, you know, I really want to use this character as kind of like maybe a prequel to the series and just kind of get him up on his feet and kind of see what happens and
Gotcha.
people like really
How they relate to the
to
character.
him.
Okay.
Because in the script, Tom is someone who identifies as a cat.
Right. Oh, let me
he's
read
like-
what Tomcat is real quick. So,
Yeah.
Tom, it's hard to find your place in the world, especially for Tom, who identifies as a cat, as he works to become more comfortable in his own fur.
Yeah.
Can Tom find acceptance in his everyday life?
Yeah.
Which is so cute.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
very,
It is cute.
it's very LGBTQ. It's
Okay.
very like because he's trans species. We like to call it trans species, but like it's very indicative of a kind of trans dialogue
Yeah.
in a different way. That's a little bit like a little campy at
It's
times
a
and
creative
stuff.
alternative.
Yeah,
to-
it's just
to
like
it.
a little different,
Yeah.
And for me, the concept kind of came from I love watching documentaries about people.
Okay.
I think that's the actor in me. I just like watching things about different people to like learn how they act and what makes them
Oh, I
tick.
see. Okay.
And so I watched this one. It was like a furries documentary about people who like to dress up as furries.
Yeah.
And it was really, really heartfelt. And I was like crying by the end of it. I was like, oh my god,
Really?
like these
Wow.
people, like people don't get them. And then like that's kind of
No. Well,
That's
because
me at home,
honestly,
eating
television,
popcorn.
it's one of those ones that television does kind of bastardize a little bit and make them look like just idiots.
Yeah,
And they're not.
and they get really perceived as just sexual beings, or it's
Right.
like a sexual fetish type thing, and a lot of times it's not.
Right.
So I think it's just I really kind of saw something in that was relatable, that I
Okay.
was like really touched by, and I was like, I want to do something about this character, this minority group, this kind of trans species thing.
Okay.
So that's where it all kind of incubated. And then I wrote this series, and then when I called her for the 24 thing, I was like, let's do this prequel. So that's why going in, we had like a really strong idea of what we wanted to do. But how it works is what they do is they email you.
Okay.
So they'll email you a theme, a prop, and an action.
Oh.
And that's how they gauge whether you shot it in the 24
24
hours.
hours, okay.
So the theme for us was Time's Up. The action was looking at a reflection, right? And then the
No, it's
prop.
just reflection.
Yeah, staring at a reflection or looking at a reflection of some sort, and then the prop was like an action figure. So we had to like we had to come up with cool ways to like incorporate those
okay.
things. But so we went through, and she came over as soon as she had gotten off of work. I'd worked early that day, and we just powered through it. And then I think we had like, how long did we have for editing? 2 hours, 3 hours?
I feel like you had, by the time we got back to your house, it was 4 hours. Maybe we finished that last scene.
Mm-hmm.
And we had about 3 hours.
I had 3 hours to edit.
That's insane.
So I like grabbed I grabbed my big Starbucks plastic cup, I poured it full of vodka and like cranberry and Red Bull. And she looked at me and she
that
goes,
bottle was tilted over for like 6 whole
she's
seconds.
like, oh my gosh, are you going to be able to edit this while you drink that? I was like, girl, at this point, the vodka's going to help me.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, this is what's going to get me through. We powered through. We were uploading it with like 20 minutes to spare.
Wow.
And like got it in just under the wire.
Wow, that's amazing. And Randy, for you, obviously you had done one before, but when you come into it visually, what are you kind of looking to do for like how you do the setups for the shots and all that to kind of make sure it looks very cohesive? Because obviously you don't want it to look cut from here, cut from here, cut from here.
Right. I always shoot films with something in the back of my head, and what's in the back of my head is, how is the audience gonna feel this?
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, so, you know, I'm just like, sometimes we're doing a shot, I'm like, no, the audience isn't gonna feel that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You call me talking about, you know, how an audience is gonna feel watching this, you know?
So you put an outside perspective looking at, like, what am I gonna see on screen?
Yeah. You know what? I like to make things visually appealing too, and I think that's the still photographer side of me as well.
Gotcha.
Like for instance, there's one scene where we were in an aquarium, and I was just thinking, this is going to be such a special treat for the audience to watch this, you know, because it was just so pretty and visually appealing, and you know, that's kind of what goes through my head when I'm shooting.
Gotcha. So you really kind of step back, think from the individual perspective as they watch the film.
Right.
So that's really cool, because then it's like, as you're going through it the whole way, you're not like, oh, I'll get to this later when I'm editing. You're kind of going with that mindset throughout the entire process.
But that's the art side of it. But you know, as a DP, you're doing many different things at the same time. You're making sure that your shots are industry standard.
Right.
You know, all the measurements are correct. You know, you have like, what I'll say probably will sound like a different language, so I'll just skip that one. My husband's always like, I don't understand what you're saying. Just stop talking about it.
Still it works.
Okay. So, I mean, there's always different things going on in my head. Like, are we getting the shot? Are we using the right lens? Do we have the best lighting? Does the white balance look correct? Right. You know, but then, you know, it's like, am I using the 3/4 rule? And, you know, industry style-wise, you know, you want it to look like a DP behind the camera knows what they're doing based on experience, you know? So, yeah, there's that, and I just really like to make things visually appealing. Right. So, yeah.
Which again, I can see that being the photographer inside of you, making sure everything has, like, shoots exactly like this beautiful background along with the individual and everything with that. So you guys get it in there, get it under the wire. How long, like, of a time did you have to wait before they came back to you and said, hey, you're top 15 finalist?
It was like fairly quick. Okay. It was like so fast, which was really cool, because a lot of times you do that stuff, you're like, burp, and then you're like, I don't know.
Weeks and weeks.
You're like, and you forget about it, and then like something will pop up, and you'll be like, oh my god, I forgot I even did that. But no, I think they turned around, it was like 1 week or even 2 weeks. It was like really quick. I think probably closer to 2, but. And they just said, these are the top 15, and I was like reading it, and I think we were like literally the second to the last one on the list of 15. Not that they're in alphabetical order, but like, so I was reading it, and I was like, oh my god. And I like double checked like 3 times, and I called her.
We were really excited.
Because you know, you send it in, and you just kind of go, okay, whatever happens, meh. You know, I don't want to be that person.
And then you get an international contest like that, to get top 15 out of God knows how many hundreds of videos got sent in with that. So you're in there doing everything to get to the finals. You're top 15. Where does that take you now? Like, what kind of, when you get there on the 25th and the 26th, what are they going to do? Like a special viewing? How does that work for when you go there to the actual event? Yeah, so now it premieres at the Marietta Film Festival. Hashtag Marietta International Film Festival. Marietta International Film Festivals, ladies and gentlemen. And so we're actually gonna go. You know, I think the first conversation we had, I was like, I'm going.
He was
just,
I'm reading the email, and he was like, oh, it's at this. I'm going. I was like, well, fuck, that means I need
I'm
to go
going too. She's like, I'm
Yeah.
going too. So we're both like, we're going.
Where's it located?
In Marietta, Georgia, which is
I
so.
can talk about this.
Yeah,
It's really, it's right, I mean, I used to drive through this Marietta Square to get to high school.
Oh, wow.
Like it was like a part of
It's
my
super
daily
close to
routine.
So it's near like
yeah,
Atlanta
and it's
area.
a really cute, very nice historical theater.
Oh, wow.
You know, and it's funny because I always wanted to go to that theater. You know, so this is actually really
Like a
cool how it
full
just kind of came
circle.
full circle. And I think I
Yeah,
applied
so
for a
cool.
job there whenever I was in like high school or something. But I remember walking in there while I was applying for a job. I don't even know what I was applying for. I think I just wanted to go in there. But I saw the red seats and just how historical it was. And
AKA her, like, if somebody was like, hey, what are you doing in here? She was gonna be like, oh, I'm applying for a job. And like, we're not hiring. She's like, okay. That was like her go-to.
Just like,
I toured a whole like a really nice building that had like $1 million apartments because I lied and I said I'm an assistant for a well.
I know her too well. She's like, I think I was applying for a
It
job.
works.
AKA.
But
You learned it here first.
yeah, but
The art of
this
the lie.
is a really cute place.
Yeah.
They filmed a lot of the Dumb and Dumber scenes
oh my god, I love it.
in Marietta Square, but it's a really popular. I mean, they filmed some parts of The Walking Dead in the Marietta Square.
wow.
So this is like a really known place.
Okay.
If you're from Georgia, you know the Marietta Square, and it's super tiny.
Oh, really?
But it has really cute stores. I mean, I used to go shopping in these stores as a kid and, you know, as a teenager, and it's just really cute, and it's a really awesome place for photography, too.
Oh, that's
I've done
cool.
photo shoots there before.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those like kind of small towns that like these tucked away little oases.
Yeah,
from, like,
like all brick.
Oh, that's so cool.
Beautiful fountains in the
That
middle.
is
People
cool.
get married in the middle of the courtyard. It's really
Oh,
cute.
it's so cute.
But yeah, it's gonna be cool. We're gonna be up there doing a thing.
So
I'm excited. I'm really
what are your guys'
excited.
expectations now? Like, are you going into it we're just excited to be here, or are you like?
Well, he
Really?
said something. He said something. Was it you that said
No,
this?
you said that.
No, you said no. Someone said to me, you know, you have to celebrate those small victories.
Oh yeah, probably
you said
me.
that, right?
Yeah, I'm so about that.
So I'm not sure what this festival is gonna be like, but
Right.
all I know is we made it to the top 15. This
I
is
mean,
Yeah.
huge
an
deal.
accomplishment
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
So
yeah.
even
Yeah.
just that is a victory for us, and we want to celebrate it. So we're just going in to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see like other people's takes
Okay.
on it too, you know, because like given those specifics, like it'll be really interesting to see what other people came up with too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think like just going in, it's just about having fun and just like, you know, being there to like
Being
just
in the moment,
experience
yeah.
it and
You
like
make a
see it and get to
vacation
see it
out
on
of
a big
it.
screen. You get to see it on big screen. You
An
know,
excuse
so.
to kind of walk out and go to have a vacation.
Yeah, right. Excuse to be like, all right, we're out of here.
So after everything with the festival goes through with Marietta, what are kind of your plans for this production to go outside of this right here?
Yeah, like I said before, you know, this character is a character from a series that I'm working on, that I've been writing and rewriting and really finessing. And so for me, you know, I'm not sure about going to other festivals with it.
Okay.
I haven't really decided yet. I'm just kind of focusing on this one right now.
Right.
But I will be using it for like, as far as like pitching material.
Okay.
For when I have meetings with networks and stuff, and who would be interested in the series.
Gotcha.
So you know, it's really a jumping off point for this series for
Okay.
you know. That
And to
whole
kind of
thing.
really give it it's like your prequel to the series of
Yeah, it's definitely a prequel to the series.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like a little like introduction
Got
to
it.
the
So
character.
it's your teaser almost in a way, so that people
Yeah,
can
in
kind
a
of
way.
get into it. I love
Yeah.
it. So and then aside from this, what other projects might the two of you have for the future endeavors going forward? Have you guys talked about anything that we can kind of get a sneak peek into?
Yeah, I think you know. I work on a couple shows. I have one that's like I'm shopping around now that I can't say much about, unfortunately.
Damn NDA bullshit.
Yeah, but you know, I think, like I said, Randy knows me. I'm such a start to finish kind of person where when I get started on something, I really like to see it go all the way to fruition.
He's a great producer.
Oh, thank
You're a
you,
really
thank
great
you.
producer.
I like to see things get done.
Got
I
it.
know a lot of people out here, you know, not throwing any shade or anything, that start stuff and don't finish it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I've just never been that person. I'm not that person. I like to see it through and I like to finish it. So I'm very compartmentalized when I do
Gotcha.
projects. right now it's the Tomcat thing. I want to get the script really finessed, and then I want to go out and pitch it a couple times, and then I'm gonna think, okay, what's the next project I'm really focusing on? I have my roster, you know, every producer has a show roster of ideas that they have that I could go into a meeting and be like, this, and this would be great. Yeah. But you know, I'm trying to get better at like working on more shows than once. But when you have such a big hand, like this is really our production. It was really the two of us. You know, we had some great actors.
The two of us.
Yeah, we had great actors. Michael Vega, who you know, is in it. Marita Green was in it.
We love her.
Miranda Robbins and Miles McGee.
Yes.
They were all actors in it. But other than that, on the production side, it was just us two.
Yeah, well, and it's, I mean, the fact that you guys powered from almost 36 hours worth of everything.
But you know, a part of the reason why we were successful in completing this within 24 hours is because we have great work chemistry.
Yes, definitely.
You know?
We're both just
we can be bossy with each other, but it's for the like. I don't even know if we've ever argued before. It's just
there was like literally one shot where she was like, "No, that doesn't make sense. Why would you do that?" Like, but it was like at that point where we were so tired. We had like 2 more shots to do, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right, whatever." And I just walked back and I did it the other way. Like our arguments are like how maybe like a brother and sister would argue, like, "No, that's stupid. Don't do that."
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've
so
worked so many times before,
Yeah.
and it's just like we know how each other works, and we both just come through on whatever we do. You know, we're doing 5 people's jobs at the same time. There was one shot where I had a boom mic, and I was trying to like video at the same time. And I'm like, oh shit, the boom mic is breaking. Oh, I'm sorry. He's like, that's okay. You're doing like 5 things at the same time.
Yeah. And that's the hard thing. I mean, and it really is, and it's amazing. And again, that's why I'm just so I'm just in awe of how you guys did this entire project as quickly as you did, with basically just the two of you really doing. I mean, behind the scenes, yes, just the two of you, and the fact that you had such a nice tight cast with it all, and you guys really worked it all together very nicely, which
yeah, the cast was great. I mean, the actors were great too.
And it's really great when you have that dynamic of people that all just work really well together, because you're right, it becomes so efficient.
Everybody was just so eager to just do it and be a part of it. Fantastic. And they didn't care. And so it was, which is also why it was just so great when we were like, we're top 15. So we get to go back to them and be like, hey guys, thank you so much for like doing this. Like, we're in a top 15, you're going to premiere at this festival. Like, it feels so much better to be able to like give that to them.
Exactly.
So awesome.
I know the feeling. It's just nice to be able to have a product for someone, you know?
So when will it be available for general consumption?
We shall see. I think we've discussed doing some sort of premiere event here in LA, just for like, because we want the actors to see it. Well, they haven't seen it.
How long is it in total, actually?
8 minutes.
Okay, so it's really
8 minutes,
short.
8 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's quick.
Short. Yeah.
It's quick.
24 hours. That's what you get. You're like, okay,
no,
8 minutes is
every
great.
Shot is so nice, though. I mean, we have
some great locations.
We have landscape shots in it. You know, you see like a beautiful sunset. You know,
I can't wait for the aquarium stuff.
That sounds so cute.
Oh yeah, I can't even. Yeah.
Love with the aquarium shots.
Turned out great. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so you know, we'll probably we'll keep you posted. On the Facebook page is @TomcatFilm is the Facebook @TomcatFilm. Go on there. We'll keep you posted as far as the festival, being at the festival.
Right.
You know,
kind of some live streaming from that and everything.
We can live stream from that, and then we'll try to figure out some sort of premiere here in LA. We'd love to do one.
Well, definitely let us know. We would love to kind of pop up and do a quick interview, like really quick for the two of you before you guys do that, and kind of give people a little peek into it. But
we have a promo coming out soon too as well. So if you're on the Facebook page, keep an eye out, because we'll have a little promo coming out, so you can see a little.
Yay, so we're really excited for this. So this will be coming up probably here in like September, October-ish, maybe around that.
For the premiere, for the premiere of the full thing,
Great.
The promo should be out in the next couple of weeks.
Gotcha.
So get on the Facebook page, like it, tell your friends to like it.
Like it, share it, love it.
@TomcatFilm.
Yes. So go check out all their amazing work. I mean, they've done a ton of shit. Oh my god. Too much to cover here. I have pages. Ladies and gentlemen, I have pages of all that. But you can find Brandon's stuff at BrandonLeeRoth.com or Brandon Roth on social media. And then Randy's, it's RANDI willcreate.com. And then it's Randy, and then is it LAMAY?
LAMEY.
EY. Oh, we did that. LAMEY on social media. So Randy, RANDI, and then Lamy. And then you can go check out all her stuff. But thank you guys so much. And then at Tomcat Film on social media to go check out and watch theirs, and then also follow Innovative Squirrel for other deets of things coming up with him. He's got some other great stuff on there. Yeah. My favorite is the Hawaiian snap.
Did you watch it? It's so. Did you love it?
I loved it. I was just like, yeah.
That was my first short. That was it's shot all through Snapchat, and we won a festival last year, the Outlet Fest. Yeah, we were put in the experimental category, which I didn't even know existed, and we won the category.
That is so crazy.
And that was literally a one-man show.
Yeah, because
it's all shot through me, by me.
Yeah.
Edited by me.
And that's what I really love. I mean, first of all, your facial expressions and half of it is priceless. I mean, it's a really great, with all these, looks in, just right up there. Yeah. I was just like, yes, that's Brandon.
Up in the grill. Up in the grill,
that mug shot.
And that's on Reverie, so if you're ever on Reverie, go check it out.
And then check out, definitely all the other ones. Go check out Randy's, portfolio. Holy crap, girl.
Yeah.
So much great, photography in there, and more to come. We were talking about it earlier, so you'll want to check out. And if you need a headshot, right here, the best professional in all the land. And if you want a good finisher, go to Brandon. Start to finish. Boys, he's
Getting
available.
it done.
But thank you both so much for being here today.
No, thank you for having us.
This project. We cannot wait to see it out. It's going to be so exciting, so stay tuned for that at Tomcat Film. So go check it out and keep up to date with everything as they will be putting out. Thank you to GayLifeLA.com, as well as Kings Road Apartment Homes, and our amazing sponsor for today, Impulse Group Los Angeles. Check them out this Sunday, August 5th, from 1 to 4 p.m. at Beaches, West Hollywood. They'll be doing their show for a little fun web series that they'll have it. You'll see Alaska Thunderfuck in it, Manila Luzon, so they'll have some really great stuff for that. And plus, it's a great way to kiki with them as well. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for an amazing second season. We appreciate all your support and everything. Watch us. So check out, not next week, but the week after on the 15th, where we'll have the amazing Sean Polofsky for the start of season 3. So thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Done.